So I'll just give you a general picture about dharani. Dharani.
我们就给大家一个概略的一个有关这个陀罗尼的说明。
I think Mahayana in general, and especially of course in the Vajrayana, there's a lot of dharani.
在大乘佛教，特别也在这个金刚乘佛教里面有很多陀罗尼。
Of course, we are doing the Vishnisha Vijaya Dharani at the moment, and I think we are also doing the Avalokiteshvara long Dharani later.
我们当然现在在做这个佛顶尊胜佛母的陀罗尼，待会我们也会做观世音菩萨的长陀罗尼。
Dharani in Tibetan is zoom, zoom.
陀罗尼在藏文叫 zoom。
So there are many, many different kinds of dharani. Here, there is specifically three categories of dharanis mentioned in the text.
陀罗尼的种类很多，主要是有3种。
Shepa jeme zebizung, sheja kunzin chujizung, yerme tuchu danjizung. Okay. Dharani, basically the Sanskrit word dharani is it's connected to the word dhara, which means hold, the holder, the one that holds, right? Like a vajra dhara.
陀罗尼的梵文是跟这个 dara 有关系的，就是持有者的意思。
Like for instance, we say for someone who has the wisdom, we say vidya dhara.
比如说有具足智慧的人，我们说持名，持有的持。
So the word dhara is actually can be very, very mundane word.
那这个 dara 就是持有，这个可以是一个非常普通的、平常的一种描述。
It could even refer to things like button.
也可以拿来当做这个扣子的意思来讲。
In fact, probably it's good to understand it that way in our case.
在我们现在这个状况，这种了解是还蛮正确的。
Like a cuff, like a linking, cuffling.
好像这个联系起来，比如说我们讲袖扣，这个扣起来。
Or like a zipping.
或者是像拉链拉起来。
Basically, putting two things together, sort of, so that one become the part of the other, so to speak.
基本上就是把2个东西合起来，就变成说其中的一个变成另外一个的一部分，这样的意思。
So there's many different ways to understand.
有很多种方式来了解陀罗尼。
On the ultimate level, on the relative level.
在就近的层次，在相对的层次上。
Basically, what we are trying to do is we are trying to sort of make the, like, it's like two pieces of fabric hinged or zipped or buttoned so that both become relevant. You understand?
就好像说把2块布，把它绑在一起，拉链拉在一起，扣子扣在一起，所以这2种都互相变成相关。
So at the moment there is a fabric called samsara and the other fabric called nirvana. They don't talk to each other, so to speak.
那目前来说，可以说是有一块布叫做轮回，有一块布叫做涅槃，他们2个不说话的。
So, sort of making a relevant or connection between these two, so to speak.
那基本上就是说把他们两个联系起来。
Okay, the word Zung, Dharani, is kind of quite a rich language also, not just mundane, it can be very rich.
陀罗尼或藏文的 Zoom， 是一个非常具有深意的一个字，不一定只是这种普通的这种意义。
In the context of hold, it has the connotation of being able to contain, maintain, and therefore, like remembering.
那在这个所谓的持有的这种意义下面呢，可以说是包含或者是保存或者是意念起这个意思。
Like for instance, like Manjushri's Dharani, which is Lopelji, Lopelji Zung. We say Manjushri's Dharani is to, because right now our mind is everywhere, it's scattered, we don't remember things, we are forgetful, so to put it together and maintain and hold it together, that kind of connotation.
那比如说是我们说文殊师利菩萨的陀罗尼，念诵这个，因为我们目前的心呢是散乱的，是容易忘记事情的，所以我们把它hold在一起，这个包含在一起这样的意思。
Yeah, I think among the Dharani, I think one of the longest is the Avalokiteshvara Dharani.
那在陀罗尼里面最长的应该就是观世音菩萨的长版的陀罗尼。
Which is something I have noticed that the Chinese, here, you do this very well. We very inspiring.
人们就注意到，在我们华人的世界里面，常常在念诵这个观世音菩萨的陀罗尼。
And then
这个令人很启发。
In the Avalokiteshvara Dharani, Zungring, like it has a lot of part that is actually, lot to do with the healing.
那在这个大悲咒，就是观世音菩萨的这个长版陀罗尼，就是大悲咒，在其中有一大部分是有关于这个治疗、疗愈的。
There are parts that are like, I don't know whether it's in the Chinese one, Hili, Mili, Ili, Mili, all of those.
比如说里面有 Hili, Mili, Shili, something， 那一部分就是疗愈的。Shili, Shili.
Okay. Now, just to give you, this is just really some information. Because you are doing a dharani, so I want to give you some sort of ideas.
这只是一些讯息的，因为大家在念诵陀罗尼，所以让大家知道一下陀罗尼。
Okay, so now to be more specific, what is it that really acts as the hinge or the button or the zip?
那我们谈的更仔细的话，仔细的话，那到底是什么东西把两个东西结合在一起、扣在一起，或者是拉在一起呢？
Actually, so there are three. One is the propensity or the power of your previous, not just incarnation, but just, previously created virtuous power of the virtuous thoughts and actions.
那有三种，第一种是说，在你过去，不一定是这个所谓的前世，就是在你过去所创造出来的善行的一种力量。
I don't know whether you think like this. There, for instance, like we are being hit by a pandemic situation.
那么就是不知道大家有没有这样想？那举例来说，我们现在被这个疫情所袭击。
Not just this situation. Many times, our life has lots of challenges.
那不只是这个，当然我们在一生中有很多遭受很多挑战。
And we have been to Harvard, Yale, all those we have done.
Sorry?
We have been to Harvard, we have been to Yale, we have all the, things that are supposedly helping us.
那我们也上了这个哈佛大学或者耶鲁大学，去了一大堆这种地方，理论上来是可以帮助我们的。
We have shops that open 7 in the morning and closes only 11 at night.
那我们也有这种店呢，早上7点就开，那晚上11点才关的。
But still things doesn't work.
可是虽然这样呢，还是有很多事情都不顺。
So lots and lots of people on this earth, they are sort of stuck. It's almost like they're almost always walking on a wall.
那很多人在这世界上呢，几乎他们都卡住了，几乎是随时都好像对着一个墙壁走过去一样，都到处碰壁。
There's always a dead end, sort of.
到处都是死路。
Sort of hopelessness.
一种没有希望的这种感觉。
Desperation.
绝望。
Now, amidst these, some of us here, you are here.
可是，在这种状况底下，有一些像我们诸位，现在大家在这儿。
I'm sure some of you may be just out of curiosity, but I don't believe that curiosity will last more than 6 days, like few hours.
那当然，可能有些人是只是好奇而来的，可是仁波切不相信好奇可以好奇这么多个小时。
There is that, like some sort of a joy, some sort of a wanting to participate. Okay, you don't believe everything, but what's happening? What's the point of the umbrella? What's the point of these characters? What's the point of all these petals? But, somehow you still want to sort of come here.
虽然不见得每个人都完全是所谓的相信。可是大家来总是有一种欢喜心，而且有一种想要去了解的这种好奇心。比如说了解，那到底这个伞是干什么的？上面的这字是什么啦？为什么要丢花瓣啦？什么这种感觉，让我们觉得某种欢喜。
Just there are a lot of other things you could do, but you choose to do this, so to speak.
有很多其他的事你可以去做，可是你选择来这里做这件事情。
And this is conditioned, pushed, and pulled by what we call the power of the previous virtuous thoughts and deeds.
那这就是所谓的这个缘，被你过去所做的善行的力量所推拉过来的。
That is actually your most fundamental zoom dharani. That's actually the dharani.
那这就是你的最基本的所谓的陀罗尼，那个就是叫做陀罗尼。
That's holding you.
那个把你持住，把你掌握住，或者是说 hold 住的，这个就是陀罗尼。
You look forward to do this.
你希望去做这件事情。
You even already pencil your time. You save your leaves for this.
你取消了一些你的这个事情，你甚至存下来你的这个放假的时间来参加这个法会。
And you tell your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, bosses, all kind of multicolored lies.
那你也跟你的男朋友、女朋友、丈夫、太太，或者是老板，讲了一大堆奇形这个各种颜色的谎言，来到这里。
Just so that you can be here.
所以你可以来到这里。
This is actually dharani.
这就是陀罗尼。
Yeah, so important.
这个很重要。
And I guess we have that.
大概我们大概都有这个陀
I
罗尼。
believe for most of us, it can just go better now.
Sorry.
I mean, I believe that, you know, it will only get better.
我也相信呢，这一部分的只会越来越好。
You know, and you know, there are some people who also wish to make it more pleasant.
也有一些人想要把它弄得更愉悦一点。
So, you know, like the decorations,
还有这些装饰啊，
I don't know, the guqing music, the chant, you know, trying to sort of hold it. Oh, this is the dharani, the holding, hinging together, putting it, you know, keeping it together, sort of.
还有把音乐弄得更美妙啊，加上古琴啊等等的，这些都是让这个就是我们刚刚讲的持有或者是包含在一起的这个陀罗尼。
Okay, the next one is a Chendi Tupa, which means hearing about the Dharma. That hearing the teachings really is one of the most important dharani.
那第二类呢，就叫做听闻佛法，听闻教法，这是最重要的陀罗尼。
Okay, so now the more complicated dharani, the third one, which is the samadhi dharani.
第三种呢是比较复杂的陀罗尼，就是三摩地陀罗尼。
Now first the word samadhi, which is almost always translated as, in English anyway, meditation. Also, you know, like Tibetan gom, you know, like, and that always unfortunately refers to something like sitting straight and not talking and quiet, which is unfortunate.
那三摩地这个字，当然一翻译起来，当然在藏文叫 gom， 在英文常常被翻成 meditation， 中文翻成禅定，常常这样子就会有一种含义，就是要坐直啊、坐定啊，不要讲话等等的这种状况。那人们就会觉得这个是一个不幸的一种情形，一个不幸的状态。
Okay, samadhi of course has a lot of different levels of understanding.
当然，对三摩地来讲，有很多可以不同了解的层次。
On the most fundamental level, samadhi is basically rescuing ourselves from one distraction. I mean, many distractions to one distraction.
那在最基本的层次呢，三摩地就是把我们从一大堆的这个散乱里面救出来，让我们只有剩下一个散乱。
Then of course, you know, as the samadhi gets better, even these distractions gets, you know, cancelled, so to speak.
那当我们修得更好的时候，当然这个剩下的这一个散乱也所谓的被消除了。
Or maybe the better word is occupy.
那或者是另外一个比较好的字叫做占据。
Occupy yourself with something specific instead of you always falling into the traps of all kinds of entanglement.
就是把我们自己用一个特定的东西占据住，所以不是像我们平常一样掉入所有这些分心散乱的陷阱。
So, you know, when you chant the broom, 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 shodaya, shodaya, at that time your mouth is occupied.
那所以我们念这个陀罗尼 ，boom boom boom 等等，这至少在这个时候呢，我们的嘴巴是被占据的。
And occupying the occupying the mouth is quite a victory. Quite a victory.
占据我们的嘴巴呢，事实上是一个很大的胜利。
That's like if you are waging a war.
就好像如果你要引起一场战争的话，
And let's say the enemy has few like let's say, really important 3 generals.
对方有3个大将军。
Occupying the mouth is almost like letting the second in command play mahjong whole night.
把你的嘴巴占据起来，就好像把对方那个第2号的大将军呢，让他去整个晚上打麻将，忘了跟你打仗。
So even on this level, there's just so much merit. I mean, so much power.
即使在这个层次上来讲呢，都有非常大的力量。
Because while he is playing mahjong, you can just do all sorts of things.
当他在打麻将的时候，你可以做很多事情，是。
You can just go behind, you can just steal his wallet, you can just, like check his phone, everything. You can do all of that.
因为他在打麻将的时候，你可以躲到他的后面去啊，或者是偷他的钱包啊，或者是偷看他的手机啊，什么等等。
So, and on top of that, like a dharani, like this, about Ushnisha Vijaya dharani, every word is like it's like what do you call it? Masterpiece, crafted as a masterpiece by billions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, supposedly.
另外呢，在我们所念诵的这个佛顶尊胜佛母陀罗尼，它的每一个字呢，都可以说是亿万个佛菩萨所精心雕琢出来的这个巨著，就是非常重要的作品。
It's supposedly so great that even Lord Manjushri, while in China, in Mount Wutai, commissioned this mantra to be imported. Sort of, Manjushri asked somebody to bring this dharani to Mount Wutai. That's what this.
而且说这是文殊师利菩萨，请了人家从别的地方运进来到五台山的这个，就是我们现在在念的这个佛顶尊胜佛母陀罗尼。
Also, the Avalokiteshvara dharani, well, Avalokiteshvara claims that each and every word he has spent millions and millions of lifetimes just sort of putting the words together, so to speak.
至于大悲咒呢，这观世音菩萨有这么说过，是说每一个字他都花上100万世来仔细的推敲每一个字。
Okay, but this is all on a relative level.
那当然，这都是一些相对层次的说法。
On the more ultimate level, Shepa Cheme Zebi Zoom.
在比较就近的层次来讲呢，
A dharani is when any method, such as reading this dharani, holds together your mind in the state of unborn, meaning shunyata.
在这个更深的层次上来讲，就是当你在念诵这个陀罗尼的时候，是一种方法，让你的心可以厚在一起，在一个未生或者不生的状态，也就是空性里面。
And simultaneously, any kind of practice that while the method holds you to the state of shunyata, you also emanate the omniscience, the all-knowing wisdom. So basically, it's not just like void, empty, but the unobstructed compassion or the wisdom emanates at all times.
那同时，任何这样子的这个修持呢，当你在利用这种方法来持有这个空性或刚刚说未生的状态的话，你就会达到一种辨知，也就是说，那个空性并不是一个没有东西的一种空，而是 会有无碍的悲跟智放射出来。
And then the dharani, yerme tuchu tenjisung, dharani, basically the dharani or the hinge or the method that will not let you fall into all kinds of abyss of extreme or duality.
那同时，这个陀罗尼呢，或者是这个所谓的连结这种方法呢，会让你不落入这个极端或者是二元的深渊。
Okay, so these are the sort of the three way to understand the ultimate dharani.
那这是三种了解究竟陀罗尼的方法。
Out of that comes the magical display of all dharanis, and one of the most important one is these words, the Om, Brum, all that, Amritato, all that.
那从这里出来呢，就是很多这个陀罗尼的魔幻的展现吧。那其中之一就是我们现在在念诵的这些字，陀罗尼的字。
Is it? Yeah, I think it should be translated. Chonchul Mejung Tsigizung, the sort of the great display, the miracle dharani, right? Is it there? Should be. Chonchul Mejung Tsigizung. Just before.
在我们念诵陀罗尼之前，
it should be. From my heart comes a lot of, like compassionate light, like the dawn sun, Chonchul Mejung Tsigizung. Magical, something like.
妙神变，持陀罗尼妙神变。
What does this say?
It's a word dharani is like magical display.
Yes. How I wish I have the skill of the Manjushri and the wit of Avalokiteshvara and the assertiveness of the Vajrapani to explain you this.
那么就说他好希望他有文殊的善巧、观音的智慧跟这个Vajrapani金刚手的这个力量来跟大家解释什么叫做持陀罗尼妙神变。
Because this word is so beautiful and it is so profound.
因为这些字又美妙，而且又深奥。
I'm sure most of the time is like, oh, mantra is magical, dharana is magical.
通常我们都说咒语啊，或者陀罗尼就是非常神妙的。
But yeah, of course, that will do. If that's what you are satisfied with, yeah, why not? That will do.
当然，如果诸位这样满足的话，这样也可以，这么讲也可以。
But here we are talking about incredible magic, incredible magic.
可是我们在这里谈的是一种不可思议的这种神妙。
It's the magic. Okay, let me try this.
那么就来试试看。
It's the magic of looking at something that is truth, and at the same time, hundreds and hundreds of beings actually just see as a lie.
那这个就是说，我们看着一个实相、真实的东西，可是同时呢，有这个无数的人呢，都觉得这个是谎言。
It's just, this is the real magic. Actually, this is the real magic.
这个是真正的神妙。
It's everywhere actually.
到处都是，事实上。
In all our daily experience.
在我们日常生活的经验里面，到处都是。
What do you like? Others don't like.
你喜欢的别人不喜欢，
What a magic!
那这是一个多神妙的事情，
Nothing can be done about it.
你完全没有办法对他做任何事情。
Yes, you can talk and you can convince the other, but there's always going to be somebody who will like it or not like it.
当然你可以解释，可以想办法去说服人家，可是最后还是会有人会喜欢，有人会不喜欢。
This is seemingly two opposites coexisting together so harmoniously.
那这两个看起来是完全相反的东西，可是却可以同时存在，和谐的存在。
This is the magic. This is.
这就是魔术和神妙。
Wow, if you can really understand this, and not just understand, if you can tap into that wealth,
你如果可以了解，而且不只是了解，而是可以进去这种深度的话，
you will be as unshakable as Mount Meru,
你会像那个须弥山一样的不为任何事情所动，
but at the same time as adaptable. One blade of grass on the peak of a windy mountain.
可是又同时像这个山顶的一株草一样，这个非常具有弹性。
You know, it's good to be like a blade of grass wherever the wind flows, it moves, but it never takes out from the root.
像一株草一样是非常好的，这个风不管往哪边吹，它都往哪边弯，可是从来不会被吹起来。
Other times it's good to be like a Mount Meru, just don't move.
可是另外一些时候呢，就会很好，如果像这个须弥山一样，根本就不动。
But anyway, if you can understand, then I think we will really know the power of the Dharani.
如果我们真正能知道的话，那我们就会了解陀罗尼的力量。
Anyway, for us, you and me, we may not understand this completely this time.
那而且说，像你我，虽然这一次可能不会完全理解
but don't whine.
可是不要抱怨。
We have something.
我们有一些东西。
We came here.
我们来到这里。
Year after year we come.
一年一年我们都回到这里来。
That wish, that liking, longing, this Dharani is what we need to count on.
我们这个有这种意愿想要回来，我们很喜欢回来，这就是我们可以依赖的一个东西。
Okay, we take a toilet break.
好，我们休息一下。